Monsanto is an American agricultural corporation that is one of the world's leading producers of chemical, agricultural, and biochemical products. Monsanto Chemical Works was originally founded as a chemical company in 1901 by a purchasing agent for a wholesale drug company named John Francis Queen. The firm became a full-scale saccharin producer in 1902 and began making profit in 1905. During World War II, Monsanto expanded its horizons and produced many chemicals. After many lawsuits and bans on the safety of their chemicals, Monsanto transitioned into the agricultural business by manufacturing and selling pesticides. By the 1990s, Monsanto acquired an array of biotechnology firms, making them the leader in the development of genetically modified or GM crop seeds.
Since they were introduced to commercial markets, Monsanto's glyphosate herbicide, marketed as Roundup, and their Roundup-resistant seeds have become essential for farmers around the world to help control the growth of weeds when growing crops. Roundup seeds allowed farmers to save land by planting the seeds as close as possible without worrying about the Roundup killing their plants. Today, over 90% of US corn, upland cotton, and soybeans are produced using genetically engineered seeds. As a result of the abuse of Roundup, these superweeds are now present in approximately 40% of the nation's cultivated cropland. Over the following years, farmers around the world have started using Roundup-ready crop systems to cut down on costs and maximize profits. However, the questioning of ethics comes into play when Monsanto's patents over these GM crops, along with the introduction of terminated seeds, which forces farmers to buy seeds annually. Terminated seeds, created through terminated technology, are seeds with terminating genes that die annually and cannot be replanted.
For years, farmers have been forced into Monsanto's monopoly game. Terminator seeds force farmers annually to repurchase Monsanto's patented technology as there were minimal alternative options in the market. Farmers have developed a reliance on Roundup, which in the past decade has led to unpredictable consequences in the modern world. A major consequence of Roundup and genetically engineered crop systems is the emergence of superweeds that are immune to the herbicides. Monsanto, when initially marketing Roundup, claimed that weeds would no longer be a concern for the farmers, luring them into using excessive Roundup without adequate warning of the consequences. This led to a reliance on Roundup for the control of invasive species, as opposed to farmers using other substantial forms of weed management.
Misleading marketing is often used to target uneducated farmers into buying the seeds, thus moving away from the tradition of saving seeds for certain environmental conditions. Those most greatly impacted are farmers in developing countries that don't have the means to replace seeds every year. Farmers often have the culture of sharing seeds amongst themselves for a more diverse crop. The introduction of the Terminator seed halts this tradition, negatively affecting agricultural biodiversity. All the desirable characteristics gained from adaptation to the environment are lost with each new strain of seed. Since farmers are unable to have a variety of diverse seeds adapted to different weather conditions, it leaves them with a limited amount of resources. Farmers run the increased risk of losing the whole crop if hit by pests, disease, or other extenuating circumstances.
In the past few decades, the U.S. Department of Agriculture and the Center for Food Safety have been pushing for change through the continuous proposal of stricter regulations on the use of GMOs. Additionally, on July 8, 2010, the largest FIFRA settlement in history occurred between the Environmental Protection Agency and Monsanto, due to Monsanto not clearly outlining planting restrictions and regulations for farmers to follow in their grower guides. These violations resulted in Monsanto paying $2.5 million to resolve misbranding violations. The EPA aims to correct violations and provide an example for all agricultural businesses to label and distribute their products through meeting industry standards, after previous backlash for their negligence.